Man, I love that music. Gets me excited every time. Welcome into Delmarva Sports Insider, joined by a local legend, 47 ABC's Trayvon Miles. I am Ryan Eldridge. Brandon Bossert is in the on-deck circle, not too far away. Week 8 is here, so of course, as you can imagine, we have a lot of gridiron action to get to tonight.
Exactly right, Ryan. We talked about this on the newscast. At this point in time in the season, teams are vying for playoff position from here on out. Yep.
All right. Some are in. Some want to move up. Others, well, they're out. And they want to move in. So, like I just said, a lot on the line tonight.
We'll begin with the primetime matchup yesterday. Win or go home. Probably the biggest game of the weekend. Y-High coming in at 3-4, needing a win desperately to keep those playoff hopes alive. Same story for their opponent, Easton, in this matchup. There's my man, Coach McGlinchey, facing off against his old team. The Warriors getting after it early. Ryan O'Connor dropping back, delivering a dime to Sean Warner. He hauls it in. Easton up 17-7 midway through the first. Tribe on the next drive. Ronnie Satchel, direct snap, cuts it up. Cuts the Warriors' lead to just 2. Time winding down in the first half. Easton looking for more. O'Connor put some touch on that one. Grant Copper wide open. Where's the D-back?
Watch Cop.
Warriors lead by 8 at the half. Second half, the Indians getting going after another touchdown. Andre Matthews making things happen with his legs like he's done all year long. That Easton lead cut to just 7 at this point. But O'Connor, one more time, what he did all night long, dropping dimes. 5 touchdowns on the night for him to make it a 14-point lead once again. The Indians trying to cut into that lead a little bit more. Matthews picked off by Grant Copper, and he takes it to the house 64 yards. The Warriors handle Y-High 49-27 on Thursday night.
We're in playoff mode now, so we're on to the next week. After we watch film, we'll focus on Cambridge next week, a big game. My receivers just made great plays tonight. I got a lot of time for my O-line, and I just threw it up.
It's always a great feeling knowing that I put in for the team, helping us get the win. Ryan was throwing me great balls to catch it and get it in the end zone. They've been running that play all night, so I just kind of saw it coming, and I jumped the pass.
Well, I think it's safe to say let's put aside Easton's effort because they look great, but another disappointing loss from Y-High.
Flat out. They underachieved this year. I think we are long enough into the season to let it be known that Y-High desperately underachieved what they were trying to do this year. Won 6 games last year. You bring a new regime in, and everything is sparkling. You remember the beginning of the season, all of the hope and all the, and I was very excited, as were a lot of people, for the change. But this year, I can't honestly say that it worked out for in their favor this year. What remains to be seen for the remainder of Coach Taylor and his staff and the rest of the kids there is unknown, but they desperately underachieved this year. I think it started this year with some moral victory, saying, hey, we only lost by 20 to North Carolina, and if we do something this and do that, we win the game. Started snowballing to different things, and those turnovers obviously killed them, and it killed them again.
Yeah, and it's going to be, it's too late to save this season. I think it's safe to say, because I think you said before the week started, this was do or die.
Man. You got 8 teams that are going into the 2A East playoffs. Brendan, how many teams was it? 150-some. 150-some teams are going into the playoffs, and Y-High is not one of those in the 2A East. That is very disappointing. But we won't waste all of our time on that Y-High Easton matchup. For more on games in the Bayside, I'm going to toss it over to the wall to Mr. Brandon Bossert.
All right, thanks, Trey. Well, we're starting off in North Carolina, or with North Carolina and Ken Island, 2 really good teams, and it was a great fight tonight, picking things up in the first. Wyatt LeClaire rolling to his left, fires it to J.B. Brown in the back of the end zone, and he hauls it in for the score. He's raising the roof, and the Bulldogs are on the board 7-0. But here come the Buccaneers. Matt Burnside rolls out and launches it on the run to Kewan Johnson, and he's there to bring it in. Tied game going into the second quarter. Just 15 seconds later, though, North Carolina doing what they do best. Handoff goes to Ethan Dvorak, and he sheds the tackles and rumbles 33 yards for the score. And just like that, Bulldogs back on top. Ensuing Bucks drive, Burnside rolling out again, and he fires a strike to Cheney Skeens, walking the tightrope to bring it within 1 at half. KI would take the 7-point lead late in the third quarter, but undefeated North Carolina not going away. Down a touchdown midway through the fourth. Zamir Dennis barrels his way through the line and in for the equalizer, and now jump ahead under a minute to play. From there, from the 4, play action fools everyone, and LeClaire finds Montrese DeShields, and he fights his way in for the potential game winner with 45 seconds to play. Last chance for Kent Island, and the Hail Mary attempt picked by J.B. Brown to seal it. North Carolina holds on to stay undefeated with the close 28-21 win. Now Decatur and Parkside in Berlin tonight. A bit of a surprise early on. Devin Waters gets the toss, and he is in. Decatur with a 14-8 lead late in the first. Parkside knocking on the door. The pitch goes to the left side this time. It's Devian White galloping in. The extra point gives the Rams a slim 15-14 edge. And this was a big play right here. 15 seconds left in the half. 4th and goal, and Anthony Sarbanis tries to sneak it in, but he is denied by the Seahawk defense. Hawks led 21-15 at the break, but Parkside shut Decatur out after the half off a Decatur fumble. Malachi Jones scores, and Parkside goes on to win 35-21. Guys, back to you for some scores.
Yeah, a couple more scores to get to you in the Bayside. Cambridge with their 7th straight win, I believe it is. Rolling, they get a big 39-point win over Snow Hill. Kent County getting back on the winning side of things. They shut out Washington, and Colonel Richardson, they've been making their way with these Virginia teams. I think 3 of their wins out of their 5 wins are over Virginia teams. They beat Northampton by a final of 46-8.
You take what you can get. And while Brandon Bossert was going through those Decatur and Parkside highlights, you said something that stuck out to me. You said, boy, it's going to be really fun to watch North Carolina have to potentially play Kent Island and Parkside in the playoffs because those games have been really close. Yeah,
and you know, I think that people are trying to pick away at what North Carolina does and what they do best. It's really hard to beat them, as you can see by that game. But teams are getting closer and closer. But you got to give you know, North Carolina some credit for the resolve. Like we said before, every week North Carolina's everyone's Super Bowl.
Right.
So you know, that's a lot of pressure on some teenagers.
And I'm wondering what's going on with Parkside, because last week in the second half they really struggled against Kent Island after putting up a tremendous first half effort, and then this week 21-15 at halftime against Decatur. I mean, that's inexcusable right there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, that's true, but they also got the win.
They did. They came out in the second half and they shut out Decatur, and they got, 22 points on Decatur. So really good way to finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, absolutely right. Also, Marcus Yarns is back, so there is a lot less worry in that locker room. Exactly right. I like that tweet. All right, that's going to do it for our A block. But when we come back, we're taking things to Delaware. Lake Forest trying to quiet some Bulldogs in Felton. That's up next when we come back.
My name is Jackie Zebron. I play football for Colonel Richardson High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.